Hey guys,
Hey.
you raised your kids,
Yep.
they're out of the house,
It's party
the
time.
nest is empty.
Yeah.
Empty
Let's do it.
nesters, let's talk about it.
Yes.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel.
Welcome back.
I'm Rodney,
And I'm Michelle.
and we're not,
Not easily broken.
Happy Monday to you.
Yes.
So today, we have a very exciting topic today.
It's exciting to us.
Right. Empty nesters.
Yes. We have made it.
Yes.
The finish line.
Hey, you raised your kids. They're going on to college.
Yep. Or just moved out.
Or moved out or went to the military.
Yep.
Whatever they did, you did your job.
Yes.
And now it's your turn.
Yes. Empty nesters.
Empty nesters. Let's talk about that.
Now, some people have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Because we wrap our lives up in our children.
Yeah.
And then when they're grown up and gone, even though for most of us the goal is that they're independent, but when they become too independent, then it's an issue.
Yeah.
So that's why we want to talk about this, because that's the goal. The goal is for your kids to grow up and be able to take care of themselves. And so let's talk about preparing for that, the preparation time.
I would say in preparation, there's two things you need to have. You need to prepare your kids for leaving, and then you also need to prepare yourself to let go.
Yeah.
Because that was, for myself, that was one of the hardest things I had to do was letting go.
Yeah. So let's go back for us. So we have 4 kids.
Yep.
So the oldest one, she did not go away to college. She stayed home. The second oldest, he did go away to college. So we had the experience of driving him to school, moving him into the dorms, saying goodbye, driving back home. The third kid, he went away to college. So again, we had the experience of driving him to school, everybody saying their goodbyes, dropping them off, and then we come home. But the last one, that's when it got real.
Yes.
Because, we was always coming home to a kid.
Right. Prior to the last one, we still had kids at home.
Yeah.
So we didn't really feel the effects of them being gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then we got the last one. She's a senior, and we moving her into college, and that's when it becomes real. When you saying your goodbyes, you done got her moved in, and now we hugging, we crying, we saying goodbye, and then we gonna come home to just me and you, no kids.
Yeah.
But so, how do we prepare for it?
So for me, I'm an emotional and outwardly emotional person. So I was mentally preparing myself like, okay, Mariah, the youngest, she was my road dog, because Rodney worked that night for a period of time and it was me and her, so we would get takeout or whatever, it was just me and her at home. So for me, it was like, okay, I would look at her and she would say, "Mom, don't start crying," because I would go hug her and just love on her. And I'm like, but you're not going to be here soon in a couple months. So I spent time preparing myself for her to not be physically here. Yeah. You, on the other hand.
Listen, I thought I was already prepared because I was skipping. I'm like, ooh, we almost there. Right? And so I didn't prepare. But now, let me say this. Going back to our dating video about nurturing
the
relationship, that's part of preparation because had we not done that, then when they were gone, we'd have been strangers. Right? Yeah. We wasn't doing things together. She'd go her way, I go my way. Maybe we don't like each other, maybe we do. But we don't know what to talk about.
Yeah, because a lot of couples go through that because the kids are what they have in common.
Yeah.
And when the kids are gone and you don't have anything else in common, then a lot of couples just split up. So that's why it's important to date your spouse, so that when this part of life happens, then you're not looking at this person like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
Mariah would come home, sometimes on the weekends in the beginning, and so he hadn't really did the transition thing yet because she was still coming home on the weekends. So I was like, okay, well, we had work during the week. And so, you wasn't really missing her like that.
No.
But then one day we dropped her off and she hadn't been coming home like that no more.
Mm-hmm.
And we was driving back home and I looked over at him and he looked like he was gonna cry. Yeah. And I was like, what's wrong?
Yeah, cause listen, that's the baby. First of all, that's the baby. That's my baby.
Yeah.
And then her coming home on a weekend, I pick her up Friday, and I drop her back off Sunday. That's enough to get me through the week.
Yeah.
But now she done settled in. She got her own friends. And, kids want to do what they going to do. They going to go to the party or hang out or whatever they do. She don't want to hang out with her parents.
Yeah.
I mean, because, a good time for me is sitting here doing nothing slowly.
Yeah. And so she stopped coming home like that so frequently.
And,
so then that hit him.
And the other thing is the phone calls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I used to get on them for that. Like, dang, you can't even call like once a week.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he is the type of person where he's not going to say to them, what are you doing or what's going on? He asking me, well, how come she not calling? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm not talking to her either, So he asking me what's going on. Well, what's going on with her? Or what's going on with him? Or whatever kid it was. He's asking me. Instead, I'm like, well, you have her number, call her. If you want to know what's going on, call her. But yeah, he asking me.
They know how to call when they need some money, though.
So back to the topic. So that's how we kind of prepared ourselves, So a couple months passed by, and it was like a light bulb went on. Bling! We are free.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, it's like all the sadness is gone.
It was gone, and we was like, what we doing tonight?
We ain't gotta wait till Friday or Saturday. No, we can go out on Tuesday.
We going to Taco Tuesday. I'm calling them on my way home from work, and I'm like, what we doing for dinner tonight? We was going to the movies in the middle of the week. We
completely stopped cooking for the most part. We just was eating. We was eating out
every night.
Every night, whether we ate at the restaurant or we brought it home.
Yes, every night we was eating out.
We wasn't cooking.
Yes, for sure.
At all.
For sure.
Right? We was enjoying each other's company.
Yes.
Just loving life.
Yes. It was very nice.
Yeah.
We was sitting up late, talking. We had a night during the week that we would like conversate about something. We was playing games. We was just doing all kind of stuff. And then
wait a minute, no.
Oh.
And then we looking at traveling.
Oh yeah, we started traveling.
In the night, we just like,
yeah, that's true.
Hey, let's go here, let's go here, let's go here. We ain't got no kids.
Yeah.
So now we going places in the off season. Yeah. We going in December. We going in September. Got one this September too.
Yes.
But shout out to the going with the Winleys.
Hey y'all.
We'll
September's coming.
See you in a
month.
Less
than 30 days.
Yes. And so, we was able to just travel in the off season. When the prices is better, it's not as many children.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I love children.
Yeah, we love children, but it's nice.
Listen.
It's nice traveling without them.
When I'm trying to get in the hot tub and it's a bunch of kids in there, I ain't getting in there.
Yeah.
I ain't getting in there.
Yeah. But so those things changed and it was nice. We got in the groove and we was good. We was good.
Hey, we was off to the races, guys.
We was having a good time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The kids was like, where y'all going now? What y'all doing now? All these different, when they would decide they wanted to talk to us, they wanted us to be home.
Right.
So, fast forward, you know, we enjoying ourselves, you know, we like, yeah, this is wonderful. We made it. You know, this is the goal. This is where we trying to get to. And then COVID.
Pump your brakes.
Oh man, COVID
Whole
happened.
Whole world shut down.
The world shut down, including colleges.
Yeah.
So the first kid came home.
Yeah, our youngest came home in March.
Yeah.
And she came home with a puppy pit bull.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna get on that. That's a whole nother story.
So she comes home. You know, we adjusting again, okay, because, you know, she had to do school online. And, you know, it was just a big adjustment for everybody. Not just her coming home, but, you know, the whole online school. And she was very active on campus. So it was just a big adjustment for everybody.
Yeah.
And then our youngest son was graduating that year. So he comes home, no graduation, you know, all these plans we have for that, we, you know, had to adjust all that, just like everybody else. Yeah. But he comes home, and I'm still partying. I'm still, we got grown kids now, we free, And they come home, and he turned back into dad. He turned back right into daddy, and he just went right on back into that groove of what the kids gonna eat, what we gonna do, I'm like, hey.
You know what? It's easier when they out of sight and out of mind. Not out of mind, but just out of sight.
Yeah, they not here.
But when they here, you know, you tend to worry a little bit more. At least I did.
Yeah. Because I'm an only child and I went away to school. So I went away to college, and I know that when I came home, I wanted my mother to treat me like an adult, you know. And for me, I'm thinking, well, when Joshua was in Arizona, when Mariah was in Pomona, I didn't know what time they came home.
Yeah.
I didn't know what they was doing. You know, I only know what they told me. And so it became like just thinking about my own life. Now, I'm not saying that I didn't worry and I didn't think like, oh Lord, what's happening? But I tried not to put that on them because I know what it feels like. Yeah. And I didn't want my mother doing that to me. And so I tried really hard to not do that. So I had to keep like, hey, they're adults now. You gotta ease up a little bit. Yeah. And it was hard.
It was very difficult because there's a fine line between treating them like young adults and then respecting the household.
Yeah,
and respecting
absolutely.
The parents, right?
Yeah.
So there's a fine line. So it was an adjustment period for everybody that was in the household.
Yeah.
But thank God, I mean, you know, our children are good kids.
Yeah,
they don't give us any problems. So we're thankful for that.
Yeah. So once he finally settled into, okay, because I would go to bed. Mm-hmm. The kids would be out and I would go to bed and he would be like, you gonna go to sleep? They not home yet. So once we got through all of that, then we kind of settled in again and we started doing us again. Now, I don't cook like that anymore. I cooked when my kids was growing up. They had home cooked meals. I cooked just about every day. Come home from work and head straight to the kitchen and I would cook. Now, I don't do that. Rodney cooks.
Yeah.
He likes to cook. He cooks. We good.
Yeah.
But when they first came home, they was looking at me, Mom, what's for dinner? What you cooking? And I would be like, I'm not cooking nothing. Now, if I want to cook dinner, if they ask me for something specifically, oh, can you make some macaroni and cheese? We haven't had that for a long time. Or can you make whatever? Then, you know, I probably would do it. But as far as coming home cooking every day, I said they was cooking because they all know how to cook. They was cooking on their own when they was away at school. And they can come home and they can cook. I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah. And truth be told, they don't want our cooking anyway, most of the time anyway, because we on a certain diet. We trying to get ready for this cruise.
Yeah. Again, so we leaving.
We're trying to lose this weight. But I would cook in the beginning when they came home. Sometimes they would eat it, but most times they didn't because they had their own job, and you know how young people are. They want to eat fast food, or they're going to the newest restaurant or this. So most times they didn't want it anyway. So then I stopped cooking all that stuff. I just cook for me and her, and they're fine with it because most of the time they want to eat their own stuff anyway. So being an empty nester is a wonderful thing.
It is.
And once I got back in the groove of not trying to be the daddy, and because they're back home, and with the coaching of Coach here, to let them kids do what they gonna do. Yes. We start having a good time again, start dating again. Yes. Going out during the week and just taking short trips. One of the things we like to do is we have a wheel. We put all the stakes on the wheel. We spin it. Wherever it lands, that's where we go. Yeah. And so we've done spontaneous trips like that. Just things to keep things fresh and continue to nurture us. Yeah. And it's just a wonderful thing. Now, our kids don't always like it, though, because they be like, you guys is leaving again? Yeah, we are. Yes, we are.
There's this saying that says, if you see me wilding out in my 40s, it's because I was at home in my 20s. Hey. And I always laugh and tell people that, like, hey, I was at home raising kids, and now my kids are adults, and it's our time. Yeah. So we will pop up in a second and like, okay, we're gonna take a cruise.
If I'm having
for the weekend.
Yeah, if I'm having a midlife crisis. Hey, it is what it is. It's a crisis of traveling. I ain't went and bought no Corvette.
Right. Right. At least he's doing the midlife crisis with me.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, we love the cruise, so we'll take a 3-day weekend cruise. Yeah. They're inexpensive, and sometimes we don't even come out the room, only to eat. Yeah. We just relax.
Go to rest.
Sit on the balcony. I love to sit on the balcony and watch the sun come up. We just rest. We don't have to run around and do all these activities. Yeah. We let y'all do that.
But yeah, it's the goal is to raise your kids to be independent. Yeah. And that they can fly on their own. Now the nest is always here. Our home is always here. Our kids know that, if they need to be here, they can be here. We want them to be safe. We want them to be happy. But the goal is that they're able to stand on their own and spread those wings and fly. And so we are having a good time.
And that don't mean we're going to be here. The home is going to be
right.
here. The nest
they
is going
could be here.
And they could be here.
We may not be here with them.
But we might be gone.
Yes. But we're having a good time. And that's part of that dating your spouse. Yeah. And like you said, nurturing your relationship.
And just becoming friends, right?
Yes.
Becoming best friends.
Yes.
Because a lot of times people will often say to us, if they see her without me or me without her, it's like, well, where's Michelle or where's Rodney? Yeah. Because now they didn't got used to seeing us together all the time. Yeah. And sometimes I actually feel awkward without her. I don't know.
And it's funny because, like, I think I said this before. Rodney was not one of those dress-alike people. Oh, no. He was not a matching shirt. No. You've seen that shirt that says, I like matching shirts, and then the other one says, but I don't. Or I don't like matching shirts, but I do. Yeah. But now, we have become friends. Yeah. And that's what's important in marriage is that you become friends. Because, beauty fades and, all these things that attracted you to the person, maybe on the outside, it's not going to always be the same, but the relationship that we have is strong because we know each other and we've taken the time to nurture what we have as a couple. Yeah. And so, it's good. Yeah. It's good to share your life with somebody that you want to be with.
Beauty fades.
Yeah.
Weight is gained and lost.
All those things. Gray hairs, no hair.
Yeah, right.
All those things.
Right now, I got a broke toe and bone spur. pains and ailments, but it's still all beautiful because I'm with my lovely wife. So
yeah. So empty nesting is good.
Empty
nesting is good.
And
it's fun and exciting because we are in a different phase of life and we truly just get to worry about ourselves.
Yeah, we get to, and which is something we didn't get to do in the beginning because we had kids. So what would be your best piece of advice that you would give people that's preparing to become empty nesters?
Prepare yourself. We spend lots of time pouring into our children, making sure that they can stand on their own 2 feet, making sure they can do things on their own and speak for themselves and advocate for themselves and cook and shop and know how to pay bills, and we prepare them for life. But we have to prepare ourselves too, because me and us, we wanted our kids to be independent.
Yeah, absolutely.
We raised them to be independent thinkers. We raised them to question. We raised them to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. And then all of a sudden they don't need me as much as they did. And it kind of hurts your feelings.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel like, well, I want you to be independent, but not independent of me.
Right.
So
it's okay until it's not.
Yeah, and then it just doesn't. That's not the way it works.
Right.
If they're gonna be independent, they're gonna be independent.
Yeah.
And one thing my son used to tell me all the time, my youngest son, when he was away at school, and we had these conversations, and he would be like, "Mom, I know, Mom, I know you don't have to tell me that because you already taught me that. I already know that." And I'll be like, "Okay, well, I'm just reminding you,
Right. Trust.
So yeah,
trust what we instill.
Exactly. So
Right.
prepare yourself as a parent if you are, knocking on the door of being an empty nester and your kids are going away or they're not going to be living at home anymore. Prepare yourself because they might not call you when they have a problem. They may call their friends, or they might not want you to know that they're going through a struggle because they want you to know that they can do it on their own, that they can take care of themselves. So my best advice is prepare yourself. As you're preparing your kids, prepare yourself. Yeah. And you?
I would say definitely prepare yourself. Enjoy the journey, right? Because it's really short. You only have them for a small time.
Yeah.
But and you, like you said, make sure you prepare them that they can stand on their own 2 feet. But prepare yourself so you don't be like me, because I don't think I even told you this. But when they first moved out, I used to go in their room and just look around like, man, they really gone. Sometimes I just sit there.
Wow.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm off during the week and she's at work. I'll just sit in their room and just look around like, dang.
Wow.
They really gone. Sometimes I lay down.
Wow.
That was in the beginning because I wasn't prepared. So prepare yourself, guys.
That's so funny.
Letting go is not easy, and I actually remember one of the staff members saying that at Mariah's College about parents letting go. So I know it ain't just me.
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah. But I think for men and women it's so funny because
I wasn't gonna tell her that. I'm sharing stuff that she don't even know, fam. I'm sharing it with you guys.
I think it's funny.
Tell her that.
It's funny because I was the super emotional one, and he would just shake his head, because I'm hugging, and Mariah's like, "Don't cry," or Joshua's like, "Don't cry." Kiara, they all telling me, "Don't cry, Mom. You're not getting ready to start crying, are you?" And he's shaking his head, and he the one sitting and laying on the bed, because the kids are not here. So yeah, prepare yourself. Husbands, wives, men, women, prepare yourself because it is coming. It is coming. This is a natural progression of parenthood.
Yes, it is. So
it is.
With that being said, guys, we hope this video inspired you
and encouraged you,
and it lifts your spirits.
Yes. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you know when our next video drops. And we will see you next time. Thank you for joining us. Bye.